Okay, gents, let's now focus on Tottenham against Newcastle. This is a PST derby. We know it is. Nick's Newcastle going to Andy's Tottenham. Andy, Antonio Conte saying Spurs are not in the title race and they've been struggling against big teams after their defeat at Manchester United in midweek. He wasn't happy, wasn't a good performance. What are your thoughts as a Tottenham fan heading into this game against Newcastle, who are in very good form, very solid, and looking like they could sneak into that European battle just underneath Spurs? So this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I really appreciate they have the fact that they have a manager who lives in the real world and will tell it like it is. They're not a title contending team this season, and I don't think we never fully bought into the idea that they would be. That there was potential for what they did the second half of last season to carry that over, and I think really establish themselves as not a top four contender, but just a team that's going to be there every year in the top four. And I think they've fallen a little bit short with that to start the season. I think the tactics are a little bit, I don't know. There's a lot of adjectives you could use to describe them. Unimaginative,
stodgy.
Yeah. It's a great British word to describe how Spurs are playing right now. It's just,
yeah. If they were a British dish, they'd be bangers and mash right now.
Okay. Yeah, but that's good. I like that. No, they don't have a way to transition from defending to attacking, and they spend so much time defending or playing the ball out of the back. They don't have the player in midfield. Tanguy Ndombele was supposed to be on paper was that type of player that's going to come in deep in midfield, get the ball, bring it forward, attract attention. And they just don't have that. It is so easy to play against Spurs right now. If you can press just a little bit and not, open yourselves up completely at the back for just one ball in behind, they don't really have anything else at the moment. And so if Newcastle are able to just be disciplined, I think, along the back line, this has the potential for maybe not an upset, but I could certainly see these two teams drawing this weekend.
Nick, what about you? As a Newcastle fan, you must be pretty confident going into this game because you look defensively there. I mean, they have had a really good season in terms of defensive stability. That's been the bedrock of their success under Eddie Howe. I mean, we talk about all the great attacking players they have. Miguel Almiron's been on fire with these great goals he's scoring, but this seems to be set up really well for Newcastle to shock Spurs. I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a shock, but it sets up well for them tactically, right?
I think it would be surprising. It wouldn't be a shock. It'd be surprising because, again, it's difficult to win at a place like Tottenham. It's a good team. I would describe both of these teams. You guys went with bangers and mash. Forgive my surname. I'm going to say both these teams are pizza. It's hard to have a bad pizza. You put these teams, you put both these teams out there, and they might be average and they might just be fine, but still at the end of the day, you're like, I watched something okay. You did mention the defenders. I've liked Nick Pope a lot as a goalkeeper, as a primary defender, but Sven Botman and Kieran Trippier, who I've referenced earlier, I don't know. Look, I remember writing 8 years ago when Trippier was at Burnley. I remember writing about how he somehow still led the league in crosses. And when he went to Tottenham, I wasn't surprised. And when we went to Atletico Madrid, I was surprised because it was a move outside of England, but not that he was at the caliber he is. But watching him week in and week out, and the leadership he brings is why I'm not worried for England. And one of the reasons I'm not worried about to Newcastle going into a game. This is the best they've looked for a while. And as much as it's easy and perhaps right to make it about investment, how many times I told you for the last few years how badly they needed a player like Johan Cabaye, and Bruno Guimaraes is that times 3. I mean, he's perhaps the best player I've seen in a Newcastle shirt since Wijnaldum, maybe. Although I love St. Maximin, I'm talking about the best player. So these are two teams that are going to go out there. It's not going to be a stinker, even if it is 0-0. So maybe a little bit more of a chess match than we think.
Yeah, the whole time you were talking, I was just thinking of a bangers and mash pizza, basically summing up these teams. So yeah, I would eat that for sure. Andy, prediction.
0-0. I mean, it's just so hard to envision Spurs creating chances right now, especially with Kulusevski out. I think that's been really, really problematic for them.
Yeah, Andy. Oh, sorry, Nick.
It's fine. Kane. I thought Kane right before the second goal against Spurs the other night. He missed a chance kind of not dead center, but right in front of goal. It was a tough angle, and the keeper was right there. He's been in such good form. I don't see that happening 2 games in a row. So they'll score. I think Newcastle scores. I'm going to go with 1-1, and I'm going to consider that a win for the Magpies.
I'm going to go 3-1 Tottenham. I think people are way too down on Tottenham right now. They've got Kane and Son in attack. Like, they can just, at any point of the game, they can rip it open. I think Newcastle have been good enough that they will go into this game with maybe a little bit too much confidence and trying to go for it, and will leave a couple of spaces. I can see this game being 1-1, 60th minute, Newcastle going for the win, and then Spurs opening them up on the counter a couple of times. That's what. Any final points, Andy, you want to jump in with?
No, Spurs struggle to get the ball to Kane. They struggle to get the ball to Son without dropping 30 yards deeper. And by then, there's 6 defenders between you and the goal at that point, and even Son, even Kane. Like, I don't know. It's very, very basic and simple to watch Spurs right now and to stop them as well.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams are building a very solid foundation. You feel like they're still at a similar stage, right, of their development under these 2 very good coaches. Different levels. I mean, Newcastle will be a great season for them if they could finish anywhere near the top 6 and get one of the Europa League spots or something like that. And then for Tottenham, even though maybe we got a bit carried away earlier in the summer when they're making all these signings and saying they're in the title race, it seems like that's just maybe a step too far this season before bigger investment comes in. But top 4 would still be a fantastic season. But they're both heading in the right direction. I think it's fair to say that. Even if Tottenham fans are a little bit down this week after that defeat to Manchester United. But at Pro Soccer Talk on NBCSports.com, we'll keep you updated with all the latest news ahead of Tottenham against Newcastle, team news, how to watch information. We'll have recaps and analysis on the big game this Sunday in North London.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.